As the board knows, we're facing financial challenges with the pending closure of NGS, the Carrington Mine, in Cholla. We have some very difficult choices coming our way. We appreciate your support. The county manager and I have been reaching out and trying to communicate with as many people as we can to share that story, and we'll be continuing that. We'll be continuing that with staff today as well during our managers meeting. Just want to express my support and my appreciation to the board during this time.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Lake. Supervisor Jack.
Okay, well, good morning to everybody again. I just stuck myself out of over a foot of snow at home this morning. I couldn't even see where I was going. It's so that deep, couldn't believe it. Came home late last night and it was only about a couple inches on the ground, and then this morning when I woke up, holy smoke. But good thing I have a county four-wheel truck, so I got out with that. But anyway, I guess the biggest concern that we have is the NGS closure and Peabody, Cholla, and we're looking at losing a lot of jobs because of that. And right now the tribe we had a special meeting yesterday in the executive session, and attorney-client type of deal. And there was 5 options that was proposed. And I guess they're taking that up to Washington, D.C. today and to meet with the Secretary of Interior and see if there could be any kind of resolution to keep the plant going. So I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but we should know by Friday. So we're having our tribal chiefs are going up there, our president, the vice president, and our Speaker of the House, and a few other delegates that are going along. Other than that, I'm keeping busy with the Red Dog projects that we have up north. Been having some meetings, and we did have some shortfalls between the 3 players, but I think that's straightened out now. From BIA, they had they couldn't come up with the $400,000 that they're supposed to be helping with, I guess. But that's I think that's taken out by INDOT to cover that cost. So the tribe do get about $54 million a year for roads. It used to be more a long time ago, but now that's been cut to about half now. So that's about it, and it's really been a pleasure working with my colleagues here and the staff. I'm kind of new to the game, so I'm just still learning. So I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Jack. Yeah. Supervisor Whitesinger.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Just a couple things. I wanted to thank Public Works. We were able to work on a frontage road in front of High Country Awards and help a couple small businesses out there. When we look at, I guess, one of the other things I wanted to talk about was just a little bit of our financial challenges as a county. And certainly when we are facing these challenges, it makes it harder and harder to provide services to maybe local businesses. But those things continue to be priority, and how do we prioritize to support those small businesses, small homeowners, and how do we impact them? And so thank you to Public Works for providing those services and making sure that those who are visiting those businesses have a nice driveway to ride on. Congratulations. I wanted to congratulate the White Mountain Housing Authority. They recently, I believe it was last week, they opened a transit system in Cibicue. Right now, it goes through the town of Cibicue. So if you're on one side of Cibicue and you have a health appointment or you're going to the school, you can ride this transit system for $1. And that's quite a feat, as I know that they've been having a discussion on providing that opportunity for community members for quite some time. And I think it was this last Thursday where they have an actual bus now. I think prior they were utilizing a van, and now they have a bus out there. So that's exciting. So come on out and take the transit system and see what that's like. Was able to attend a partnership meeting with the White Mountain Apache Tribe Transportation Department and ADOT, and listening to their particular projects that they have going and how we can support and looking at 5-year planning, what is the future discussion for projects with the tribe. So that was a good conversation. Was able to meet with staff here and talking about the hard decisions that we have coming up as a board and the challenges that impact us, specifically based on finances, and what does that mean to our organization as a whole. We talk about doing, I guess, government differently, and certainly when we think and look to the future, I think we'll be tasked to be able to look at, well, how do we really do government differently and still provide quality services for the people in our community. What was the other? And I continue to serve on the Sunrise Board of Directors and representing the tribe in the county. If you take a look at the Sunrise Park Resort website, go and take a look. They'll be having an event coming up soon. I don't know the particular date, but it's pond skimming. I believe you skin over a pond of some kind. Some people are really crafty and crazy about this, so go out there. Go experience it. So thank you, Vice Chair.
Great, thank you, Supervisor Whitesinger. We're appreciative of our Chairman Thompson and Supervisor Whiting, that are back in Washington, D.C. with our county manager and county attorney, meeting with our federal officials on issues that affect us here locally. So we're grateful to them representing the entire board back there. Just a couple of things. I had a chance since our last board meeting to be in the Natural Resources Working Group meeting. We met in Eager this last week with the forestry and with stakeholders, and there's a tremendous partnership there. And from my perspective, there's good progress being made there, and forest lands becoming open for restoration. That's a good thing for the forest. It's a good thing for local industry. It's a good thing for the region. So there's still work to be done there, but I think we're headed in the right direction. So I'm happy to report that. I've had a chance to meet with staff as well, Mr. Layton and Mr. Jane, and other elected officials in the county and other department heads as we continue to be proactive in trying to find ways to do government more efficiently and better, and look at some of the financial constraints that are continuing to come our way as opportunities to do things better, and not just sit and complain about the state we're in, but see it as an opportunity to improve. I had shared this a couple of weeks ago in our board meeting at the end, but in 1914, Thomas Edison had an experience where many of his buildings, there was an explosion, and he lost an estimated $7 million in building value, and only about $2 million was covered by insurance. But as he stood there and watched his buildings burn down, his niece was next to him, and she was crushed at her uncle's work, that he'd worked so hard and it was burning up in flames. And he said, there's great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. I thank God that we can start anew. And he said, although I'm over 67 years old, I'll start all over again tomorrow. And maybe it's not quite that bad, our circumstances. There's certainly some difficult challenges that we're in the middle of, but good things can come out of tough circumstances. And I'm appreciative to my fellow supervisors. I respect their views and their opinions and the way that they're approaching it. And I'm appreciative of staff, Mr. Layton, for his work and the data that he's been gathering, and the team there, and the other elected officials and department heads. There's a collaborative effort to try to do things better. So with that, that's all I have. And unless there's anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Have a great day.